Hello there, thank you for coming and watching my video. Today we're going to explore the first issue of Injustice. Present day. Batman clings to the edge of a concrete statue as he watches over Gotham City. Gotham has become a city of peace. As he watches, he feels a sense of irony that is almost bittersweet, because even though the Gotham that he looks at now is what he had always dreamed it would one day become, this newfound peace was an illusion. An illusion created by its unelected dictator. The world is now ruled by an iron fist of a man of steel. "5 years ago. The Man of Steel awakes abruptly in the middle of the night due to a noise. A very specific noise that would forever change his life. He wakes up his beautiful girlfriend, Mrs. Lois Lane, to give her the good news as well. She stares at him towering over her in their king-size bed. It was in this moment that Clark revealed to Lois that he's hearing 2 separate heartbeats coming out of her. Clark jumps out of bed detailing their plans for their pregnancy. Meanwhile, Lois tries to get his attention. But Clark was too caught up on making sure that he had everything mapped out. He didn't even hear Lois speaking, despite his immensely powerful super hearing. Lois throws a book at Clark's head to get his attention. Clark, finally snapping out of dad mode, acknowledges Lois's presence. She proclaims that they can plan later, and now she'd rather just enjoy the moment. Lois's phone goes off. She received an anonymous tip about a possible payoff involving a city councilman. Clark insists that he goes with Lois to protect her. But Lois points out that Clark is only so protective now due to her pregnancy, even making jokes about it. In that moment, Clark picked up something possibly dangerous in the distance. He kissed Lois, and they parted ways.
No, please.
Superman arrives to see what all the fuss is about. To his surprise, he sees Batman fighting thugs in Metropolis. It turns out that there was some very important tech that was stolen. Batman was on his way to Star Labs to consult with them, but stopped to fight crime on the way. Superman tells Batman to meet him on the roof when he's done. Batman, now resting on a rooftop in Metropolis, scouts the city while waiting for Superman. Superman shows up flying next to Batman, stating that he has news to share. Before Superman could even land on the building, Batman replies, stating that Lois is pregnant, saying it as a statement, not a question, as if he already knew without a shadow of a doubt. Superman, surprised, asks Batman, "How did you know?" Batman states that by reading his senses, he could tell that Superman was feeling fear. The last time he saw Superman in such conditions was when he fought Doomsday, and Batman seriously doubts that Doomsday is back. Superman grins over at his best friend. He never ceases to surprise him. Batman replies, never breaking the scowl on his face, "You're grinning like an idiot." Meanwhile, Jimmy and Lois are in a warehouse waiting on the councilman to arrive. Jimmy insists that the councilman isn't coming and that they should leave. Suddenly, Lois hears someone coming. The shadowy figure enters the warehouse. Lois notices that the person that they are looking at isn't the councilman. Jimmy starts to get his camera into focus. That way, when the time comes, he'll be ready for the photo. Within seconds, he realizes that he's staring down the barrel of a gun. They've been trapped. Back to Batman and Superman. Superman tells Batman that he and Lois want him to be the baby's godfather. Batman's face never flinches an inch, though he couldn't help the fact that he was literally speechless. Superman chuckles, actually shocked that he was able to surprise the world's greatest detective. He tells Batman in a proud and happy tone that he had heard the heartbeat of his unborn child. The two gaze over all of Metropolis. Batman begins to smile. It's rare these days that Bruce actually feels happy. A bullet flies straight through Jimmy's camera lens. Lois, in shock, calls out to Jimmy, still unable to process what had just happened. Jimmy fell over to the floor, cold and lifeless. The gunman giggles, stating that some of Jimmy is stuck on his shoe. Lois looks forward to see the shadowy figures removing their hats. There, in front of her, stood Joker and Harley Quinn.